Social media is revolutionizing the way people communicate, especially young people. Features such as feeds, profiles, and groups on social platforms provide global access to organizations that can promote and increase visibility by sharing and networking. This has both pros and cons. Let's start with the pros. Social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram allow users to spread awareness. Social media gives its users the power to build communities around a cause and encourage supporters to take action. This is done by sharing images, stories, and videos to raise awareness and facilitate discussion. News spreads quickly online, and it can take just minutes for a post to go viral. The power of social media for raising awareness was seen during the Russia-Ukraine war. Social media became a powerful tool in this instance. Platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Telegram have been used by journalists, citizens, and organizations to provide real-time updates and developments in the conflict zone. This includes reports of military movements, attacks, ceasefire violations, and humanitarian crises, allowing people around the world to stay informed. The use of hashtags such as Stand with Ukraine, Support Ukraine, and Stop Russian Aggression has allowed people to express their solidarity and support for Ukraine. This just goes to show how social media can help form a sense of community. It can make a genuine impact even in horrific circumstances.
Crisis management is a critical organizational function that involves planning incident response to situations as they unfold. Social media has played a large role in improving the ways that countries and organizations can gain international support and funding to provide better response care. Research which studied the influence of news coverage on humanitarian aid determined that social media and influence puts pressures on aid bureaucracies, which typically results in a quicker and more helpful response. In 2010, the United Nations humanitarian response plans had reported only 60% of their funding needs met. However, with the increase in social media awareness, by 2020 the appeals were almost fully supported with 92% of their needs met. UNICEF is also one of the world's furthest reaching humanitarian organizations focused on protecting the youth and children's rights across the globe. UNICEF is known for their social media presence, encouraging the involvement of young individuals to amplify their voice on social media by raising awareness. One of UNICEF's largest campaigns surrounds providing resources and support to Palestine to better address the situation occurring in the North Gaza Strip. As of 2023, the organization has raised over $10 million in relief funds and resources, which showcases an incredible success supported by their social media strategy.
Furthermore, social media platforms enable the crowdsourcing of intelligence and analysis, allowing military personnel and analysts to gather information from a wide range of sources, including open source intelligence specialists. This can provide valuable insights into enemy movements, tactics, and capabilities. As this Twitter post shows, crowdsourcing has provided the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense with actionable insights into Russian troop positions. DIA is like a government run social media app like Snapchat where someone posts a video, picture, or text of Russian movement and positions, providing intel in modern warfare. Crowdsourcing is highly scalable, and statistically, this app is installed on 19 million devices, 70% of all smartphones in Ukraine, and has become a model for governments all around the world trying to digitize their services. Furthermore, as per the Spring International Conference on Defense Technology, 80% of the intelligence used by the intelligence community every day comes from public sources. The Canadian National Defense uses a sample of only 10% of the daily worldwide Twitter feed for its analysis. And here's an example of them using social media indicators to evaluate threat severity, showing various factors. A single post from Facebook, for example, can include text, a tagged photo, and georeferenced metadata. Similarly, the RAND Corporation shows an example of how social media posts can be analyzed to represent meta communities for analysis as shown in this map. In fact, the University of Melbourne, in collaboration with Australia's Defence Science and Technology Group, has developed AI models to extract live data from millions of social media posts using keywords, locations, and network analytics to track topics for defense.
While social media brings many positive effects to warfare, it also introduces numerous disadvantages. The adverse impacts of social media are primarily evident in the spread of misinformation. Unverified news and propaganda have the potential to increase tensions, as witnessed in numerous conflicts on social media platforms, such as the situation in Israel and Gaza. Researchers analyzing social media content related to the Israel-Hamas conflict reporting increased difficulty in verifying information and tracking the spread of misleading material, which contributes to the digital confusion of the conflict. Rebecca Tremblay, director of George Washington's Institute for Data, Democracy, and Politics, notes that as misinformation and violent content continues to spread online, social media companies' reduced moderation effects and policy changes have made it nearly impossible for researchers to conduct the same level of analysis they could have less than a year ago. The social platform X, previously referred to as Twitter, has faced significant scrutiny for its Twitter Blue policy, allowing users to verify their accounts for a mere $8 a month without requiring identity verification. This change has complicated the process of distinguishing legitimate accounts of journalists, public figures, and institutes from those of potential imposters. As Claire Wardle, a co-director of the Information Future Lab at Brown's University says, today in conflict situations, information is one of the most important weapons. Many are spreading false narratives to support their cause, leaving the rest of us completely unclear what's really happening on the ground.
Social media's influence on warfare extends beyond misinformation, delving into the realm of desensitization and psychological warfare. The sharing of morbid videos depicting violence and conflict on platforms like YouTube and Twitter has profound negative effects on individuals and societies alike. Instances such as war prisoner mistreatment and recordings of gang warfare acts serve as stark reminders of how such content can galvanize revenge seeking and perpetuate cycles of violence. Moreover, as individuals are exposed to increasingly graphic content, they risk desensitization to violence, leading to a diminished sense of empathy and morality. This desensitization not only impacts individuals' psychological well-being, but it also undermines societal values and norms, potentially fostering a culture of indifference towards human suffering. The widespread dissemination of morbid videos through social media platforms fuels resentment, anger, and retaliation. Perpetrators of violence exploit these platforms to glorify their actions, recruit followers, and instill fear in adversaries. In conflict zones, the rapid spread of such content has dire consequences, escalating tensions and hindering diplomatic efforts towards peace and reconciliation. Additionally, the deliberate manipulation of public narratives and discord on social media platforms often serves to incite violence and hostility. Misinformation, hate speech, and glorification of violent acts spread through these channels can inflame tensions, escalate conflicts, and lead to real-world violence.
Social media has led to the recruitment and radicalization of extreme views over the past decade. Global reach through social media platforms allows extremist groups to recruit globally. The online presence of these groups allows anonymity and encryption. The recruitment process happens through exploitation of vulnerable individuals and through online radicalization techniques such as tailored content. Once recruited, echo chambers lead to radicalization for these individuals to reinforce extremist beliefs. Peer influence and tailored content lead to strengthening these radical ideologies. In fact, social media played a role in the radicalization process for nearly 90% of extremists in 2016. Beyond the growing support for extremist groups, social media has led to the funding of terrorist organizations. Research has shown that more than 90% of internet-based acts of terrorism take place using social media. On top of that, the Financial Action Task Force has stated that terrorist organizations are increasingly using social media to raise money for extremist causes. In conclusion, our group believes social media has a positive impact on the state of modern warfare. Although social media has led to the spread of misinformation, desensitization, and the radicalization of extremist views, we believe the spread of awareness, crisis management, and crowdsourcing intelligence outweighs any negative impact. Our group generally believes in the average person, and we believe that the spread of information in all forms should lead to a positive impact in the world.